All right, so we just got to, well, I just got to watching episode 5, I believe, of Attack on Titan, and this episode it wasn't, all that actiony in the first half, but the second half, oh, beautiful. And if you have not checked it out, I'm telling you, definitely check out Attack on Titan. It's a really good anime show, and you'll definitely enjoy it. So before I get into talk about everything in this episode, be sure to follow me on my, what am I talking about? Be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn on notifications, be sure to follow me on my social media links down in the description. Be sure to join the Discord if you would like to be, join the Discord and whatnot as a family or power pack, whatnot. I don't know what I'm talking about. But be sure to do that, and I'll see y'all later on as I drop, this intro. Episode kind of gave us, the backstory of Ymir and Krista, and how they got together. I don't know if they got that way, but got together, and it was pretty good. I love the way they gave us, how Ymir ended up finding out about Krista, I believe that's her name. How she got into knowing about her because Ymir, she was, I guess, homeless, trying to survive out here on the streets, and she ended up, stumbling upon the information that Krista is part of some kind of noble family, and but she's not part of that noble family, so she's like that, that bastard child that's that just happened from dad doing things out there on the street. So, and how they're basically how she changed her name and how she had to dip out from the, I guess, royal family life because they don't want nobody knowing about her because she isn't part of the family, that they don't want her, and she had to change her name and join the cadets corps or what. So that's kind of her backstory. You could say from Krista is that she's that person that nobody wanted, and she has to change her name or get killed. Like she had to either change her name and join a corps or get killed by somebody. So she, decided to change her name, which is a smart decision. So that's the backstory, I guess you could say, of Krista. How she ended up being around in the corpse, and how Ymir ended up finding about her because after she stumbles upon the Krista information, she, grew that friendship because she felt like they were similar in a sort of way because of them being, you know, like distant from the world, I guess, being that no so a child that nobody wanted, and how they're trying to make a name for themselves. I guess you could say I think that's what I think Ymir wanted to do, like make a name for herself, not be like that. Oh, you ain't crap. Go die somewhere. So I think that's what Ymir is coming from, and she felt that same way from Krista. So Ymir in this episode, well, we started off with them being in the snow area and how they was saving some dude named Danny, whatever his name was, from dying in the ice. And Ymir, she uses her power to jump off the cliff and save this dude while pushing Krista into a tree, and then she did that little jumping thing. So that was pretty funny though, but because she didn't want her to know her secret, but she ended up doing it for her because it was the right thing to do. I'm guessing, or she felt bad because Krista really wanted this dude to live, and Ymir didn't want to show her secret. So after she jumps off the cliffs and does that, she tells Krista whenever they go back to the little town area, as she said to do, she tells Krista that, once I show you my secret, I want you to tell people your name or to use your real name. Like, because she took the fake name, Krista. She wanted her to use her real name to, I guess you could say, tell the world or to be herself and not be something she's not, in a sense. So that's what she told, just what Ymir tells Krista that, I want you to, use your real name whenever I tell you my secret. And that's the reason why when Ymir jumps off to save them in that tower, which, oh my god, that was freaking crazy. That was some crazy stuff. Like, we knew Ymir was a Titan in the last episode, but knowing she's a Titan was pretty nice. I love this episode. The animation It was beautiful. I loved it. I love her Titan ability where she's not like super big, like Aaron or the Armor Titan or Annie. She's like that small, agility moving type of Titan where she can move really fast and do what she got to do. But she's not the strong one, so that's what brought her. I guess you could say brought her down and get beat up because it's thousands of Titans and she's just that one little Titan putting in work. So I love the way they did this episode with her, and I love the way Krista was telling Ymir that don't worry about this tower because Ymir was trying to keep the tower from falling. She told Ymir, don't worry about this tower. Survive. Do not worry about this tower. And I was like, oh my God, that was freaking beautiful. And then Ymir started putting in work, using the tower to her advantage because she's not that big. I love that how she, embraced herself and, stopped trying to be something else and become that Titan and do what you're supposed to do to survive and not worry about them. I loved it every bit of it. And oh my, did y'all see Reiner grip that girl leg? When Reiner gripped Crystal's leg because Crystal was about to fall, when he gripped that leg, he that flashback of him being a child and his friend dying, that time looked just like Ymir. And then it brought that flashback and he went straight savage, bro. He was gripping that leg like he was about to break it. Like he went straight into warrior mode, which I wonder, and like that was pretty interesting that the Titan that killed his friend looks just like the Titan that Ymir is. So I wonder if there is a connection between the two. If that was Ymir before she got her sanity back, like she went, Titan mode and went savage and started just going around being a real Titan, doing Titan stuff, or if Ymir knew about it, or is that Ymir in general. That was pretty interesting that the Titan looks just like Ymir, and Reiner got that flashback because it looked just like her, and I was like, oh God, that's gonna be crazy. That was crazy. So Reiner on some gripping stuff. He went straight savage though, and then he went back into his regular self afterwards. So he didn't break the leg. But I was pretty interested to see that those two Titans look just alike, which I'm guessing those two Titans are connected. If those are two different Titans, but it's probably just one Titan all in general. But after all that, Ymir, she gets captured, gets freaking getting bodied by all this Titan, getting eaten, and then the second half of the ending of the episode was Mikasa coming in looking majestic as always, putting in work on that Titan slicing necks. And the funny thing is, we found out that Eren just killed his first Titan as a human. And I thought about this and I was like, oh wait, he never actually killed a Titan as a human. He was a Titan when he started killing Titans. So this was actually pretty interesting that Eren never killed a Titan until now, going into season 2, and this was his first one. And then him still being clumsy, freaking falling from the doggone gear, tangling up each other. That was pretty cool, and I love the way they did this, to where they showed us that this is his first Titan he's ever killed as a human, which I love. I liked it. That was pretty cool, and everybody putting in work. The second half of this episode was nice. I loved it. I love Ymir's Titan ability. I love that she is different from everybody else. She's not that big Titan. She's pretty small. And, towards the end of this episode, we find out Crystal's real name, which is Historia, which I found that kind of ironic because that sounds just like something I've heard before. I have to probably figure it out. But her name is Historia. And Ymir is freaking, I don't know if she is dying or what, because usually people that turn into Titans, Eren always grew back his, legs or arms or whatnot after getting beat the heck up and arms ripped off. So I wonder if she has that same ability where she can grow her arms and legs back and part of her intestines, because she looks messed up. And she looked like she died, but I'm thinking she didn't actually die. Like, that wouldn't make no sense at all if she died, because it's like, does she have the same ability as the other Titans or half Titans like Eren and Annie and all the people, or is she different from them? Like, that was pretty interesting how that's gonna be, but hopefully she didn't die because I got a lot of questions, and I'm guessing Reiner is gonna have a lot of questions because he just got that flashback, and that Titan looks just like that Titan back in the day. So that was his episode. I love Mikasa coming in looking majestic as always, and I love Eren finally getting his first kill and finding backstories of Ymir and Krisha and a little flashback of Reiner. So this episode was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Next week's episode is gonna be straight fire. If y'all have seen that promo for next week's episode, you definitely need to watch it. It looks like something about to go down. Freaking Eren going Titan mode, so something about to go down. So, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Like I said earlier in the video, be sure to turn on notifications. Be sure to, subscribe. Follow me on my social media links down in the description. Be sure to join the Discord. And I'll see y'all in the next week's episode of Attack on Titan, which y'all need to see because it's going to be straight fire. I'll see y'all later. Peace.